There are certain things that are indelible about September the 11th. The images, the firemen, the firefighters, the police officers at Ground Zero, the people falling from the skyscrapers. Then there are the sounds, the air traffic controllers, the phone calls from the hijacked planes. But then there are individuals, there are leaders, icons of that era. One of them brought New York back from the brink. Here's a reminder.
We're going to take airplanes when we're supposed to for business or pleasure. We're going to go to public events, and we're going to do the things that we normally would do. The best way to get your children to stop being afraid is to stop being afraid yourself.
An incredible message, of course. You know who that is. We call him America's Mayor today, and we are honored on this, the anniversary of September 11th, to be joined by Mayor Rudy Giuliani and the 40th Commissioner of the New York Police Department, Bernard Kerik. Gentlemen, welcome to the Gorka Reality Check.
Thank you for having us, Sebastian.
Rudy, let's start with you. Will you give us a sense, will you take us back in time, 21 years, and tell us what was the spirit of New York after the attack? Were people demoralized? What was the sense of the city?
Now, I think the most important thing, Sebastian, is the spirit of the city going into the attack. So the city was on a high. It had gone through a massive, completely unexpected reduction in crime. We've had crime for 27 years. Just to give you an example, and Bernie knows this even better than I do, we used to average 2,000 murders a year under my Democratic predecessor. By the time I was finished, we were down to 600, heading for 500. We had reduced crime between 65 and 70%. Now, that's unheard of in the history of the United States. No one has ever done that before. No one's ever done that since. The city, as a result of that, was on a high. It tripled our economy. We gained about 300,000 more people. We were working with a surplus rather than our usual bankruptcy that we're dealing with. We had unemployment cut in half. And we had taken, believe it or not, 500,000 people off welfare and put them to work under the Welfare to Work program, which has now been abandoned by the socialists in Washington. And those people thank me to this day for having had them work. So the city was on a high, and then it got hit with the worst attack, domestic attack, in the history of America, possibly the War of 1812. Possibly. So
New York went into that situation a very strong city. Thanks to your leadership.
Yeah. 70% of the people thought we were going to get better. And as a result of that, it took a few days, but that spirit came back even bigger. I mean, compared to now, the spirit of the city, the day after
we'll talk about the situation now. We'll talk about the situation now in a moment, Mr. Mayor. As the 40th Commissioner, Bernie, please tell us the impact on the NYPD of losing all those officers on the day and then having to police the city, to manage Ground Zero. What was the effect on the department?
Listen, the effect was, initially it was stunning, but I want to remind your viewers, Sebastian, on the morning and in the aftermath of the attack on September 11th, the New York City Police Department, the Fire Department, and the Port Authority Police, under the mayor's direction, effected the greatest rescue mission in the history of this country. They took 20 to 25,000 people out of those buildings in the immediate surrounding area, and then they evacuated more than 1 million people. And think about that for a second, more than 1 million people out of southern Manhattan, into the 4 boroughs and into New Jersey, getting them away from the danger zone. So, you know, as it was a dark day for New York City, a dark day for this country, it was also one of the proudest days for the men and women of the first responders for New York City, because they achieved something that no one in the history of this country has ever done prior and done since.
Well, thank you for putting that into perspective. Let's move the clock forward to where we are today. We see shocking figures, not just in New York, not just regarding the NYPD, but from big cities across the nation, of skyrocketing retirement, early separation rates amongst the law enforcement officers. What is the difference today in comparison to 21 years ago in the job of being a police officer? Let's start with you, Mr. Mayor. How much has the job of a police officer changed in 21 years?
I'm going to really defer to Bernie about that. I came from a police family, and I worked with the police all my life. As a U.S. attorney, they were part of all my task forces. Bernie was part of the task forces and probably one of the most decorated police officers in the history of the city, not just a commissioner. The police department's morale is devastated now. I could walk down the street with you, Sebastian, and guarantee you within 3 blocks, a police officer will come up to me and tell me he can't wait to retire. That is a tragedy. It's a tragedy for the people of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commissioner, who would be a police officer today?
You know what? There's still people out there, Sebastian, that want to, the theme, protect and serve. There's people out there that still want to do it, but it's a different time. It's a different time, and you work under leadership today that does not support you, will not indemnify you, will not back the men and women under their command. In some cities around this country, and in some of the Democrat-run cities, you have the actual mayors and the city council for those cities that those police report to, calling for defunding, calling for the abolishment of their police departments. That's completely insane. No cop wants to be in that circumstance. No cop wants to worry about the bad guys might wind up owning his home because he could be sued, and the city that he works for is not going to protect him. So it's a very different time today than it was 21 years ago when I worked under Mayor Giuliani.
Well, I want to thank both of you for what you did for New York 21 years ago on this, the anniversary of 9/11. I want to thank you for what you have done for America since then. If you want the first-hand stories, you've got to read their books. Commissioner Kerik's The Lost Son and Mayor Giuliani's book on leadership. Books you simply cannot put down. Please read them.